I had just moved into my new apartment, my first time living alone. It was a cozy place, small but perfect for me. The building was old, with creaky floors and a slightly eerie charm, but I figured I'd get used to it. The first few nights were uneventful, just me adjusting to the quiet. Then strange things started happening. It began with small noises, footsteps in the hallway when no one was there, the faint creak of my door as if someone was pressing against it. I chalked it up to the building settling, convincing myself it was nothing. One evening, after coming home late from work, I noticed something odd. My front door was unlocked. I was sure I had locked it before leaving. A chill ran down my spine, but I cautiously stepped inside. Nothing was out of place. Maybe I was just forgetful, I told myself. The next night, I heard a noise in the kitchen. A soft shuffle, like someone was moving things around. My heart pounded. I grabbed the heaviest thing I could find, a lamp, and slowly tiptoed to the kitchen. But when I turned on the light, no one was there. I double-checked the locks and forced myself to go to bed, but sleep didn't come easy. Days went by and the strange occurrences continued. Items in my apartment seemed to move on their own. My keys weren't where I had left them. My closet door, which I always kept shut, was slightly ajar when I woke up in the morning. And then there was the feeling, that constant suffocating sensation that someone was watching me. One night, as I was getting ready for bed, I noticed something new, a sticky note on my bathroom mirror. It simply read, "You look beautiful when you sleep." My blood ran cold. I hadn't written that. My hands trembled as I checked the locks for the 100th time. Someone had been inside my apartment. Someone had been watching me sleep. I called the police, but without signs of forced entry, they said there wasn't much they could do. They suggested I change my locks and be cautious. That night, I barely slept, jumping at every sound. I had never felt more unsafe in my own home. The following evening, I installed new locks and even set up a small security camera in my living room, hoping to catch whatever was happening. I felt a little safer, but that feeling was short-lived. A few nights later, I woke up abruptly. Something wasn't right. I turned on my bedside lamp and gasped. The closet door was wide open. My heart pounded as I stared into the dark space. My breathing was shallow, and for a second, I debated running out of the apartment. But then I saw it. A figure stood inside my closet. I couldn't move. My entire body was frozen in fear. The figure shifted slightly, stepping forward just enough for the dim light to reveal his face. He was grinning, his eyes wide with the twisted delight. I recognized him. He was my landlord. I screamed and bolted for the door, but he lunged at me, grabbing my arm. I fought, kicking and thrashing, until I managed to break free. I ran out of my apartment, down the hall, and banged on my neighbor's door. They opened it, startled, and I rushed inside, slamming the door shut behind me. The police arrived minutes later. When they searched my apartment, they found a crawl space behind my closet. Inside, there was a sleeping bag, empty food wrappers, and, worst of all, pictures of me. Hundreds of them. Some taken through my windows, others while I was asleep. He had been living in my apartment for weeks, sneaking in and out through the crawl space. They arrested him that night. Turns out he had made copies of the master key and had been watching me from the start. The thought made me sick. I moved out the next day, leaving behind everything I owned. Even now, in my new home, I still struggle to sleep. Every creak, every shadow sends my heart racing. Because I know the truth now, sometimes the monster isn't just in your imagination. Sometimes it's real, hiding in the dark, waiting for the perfect moment to come out.